So I'm going to talk about the statistical test or correlation coefficient. The one we use in A-level biology is usually Spearman's rank. So a bit like the other statistical tests, you need to know in which situation you use this statistical test. So you use a correlation coefficient, like Spearman's rank, to see if there's a relationship between two variables. And your null hypothesis would be there's no correlation or no relationship between the two variables. So in the example we're going to do is effective temperature on the distribution of clover plants. So our null hypothesis, we've got our two variables, which is temperature, and we're going to do percentage cover by clover. So there is not a correlation or relationship between the temperature and percentage cover by clover. So here are the results that were collected. So the distance from the wall to the hedge, we've got the temperature, and we've got the percentage cover by clover plants. This is the formula for Spearman's rank, and it's not one that you'll be expected to calculate in the exam, but you could be expected to calculate it as part of Required Practical 12 or some other pieces of coursework. So the Spearman's rank is equal to 1 minus, and this is the difference between ranks squared, so 6 times the sum of the difference between the ranks squared divided by the numbers of pairs of data cubed minus the number of pairs of data. That'll become more clear in a minute. It's important to note here that you get an R value between -1 and 1. If you have a value of -1, it means you've got perfect negative correlation. If you have a value of 0, it means that if you did a scattered graph, the dots would be all over the place, there's no correlation. And if you have an R value of +1, that means if you to do a line of best fit, all the dots in a scatter graph would be on that line, so you've got perfect positive correlation. So once you've collected your data, your pairs of data, you then have to rank them from lowest to highest or highest to lowest, as long as you do the same for both. So here you can see we've ranked our temperatures and we've ranked our percentage covers of clover. It's important to note that if you have two that have got the same rank, then you have to do the middle value. So we've got our lowest temperatures are 15, so this includes rank 1 and rank 2, to give both a rank of 1.5. And similarly for temperature over here, this is rank 9 and rank 10, so each we've got a rank of 9.5. You then got to work out the difference between the ranks, so 1.5 minus 1.5 is 0, 1.5 take away 3.5 is -2, etc, etc. You can do an error check. If you add these up, it should come to 0. You then square each of those differences between ranks. So again, remember, if you've got a negative number, when you square it, it becomes positive. And then you need to sum this column, so we need the total of that column. In this case, add those up, it comes to 20.5. Then put that into the equation. So starting up over here, so we had our 20.5 for the sum of d squared, sum of the difference squared, times by 6. That's going to be divided by the number cubed minus n. Don't know why the formatting's done this, but it should be 10 cubed minus 10 in brackets. I don't know why it's done that. And 1 minus the whole lot of that. So you can see here, this is actually how it should look. And put that into a calculator, and the R value comes out at 0.876. So what does that tell us? That R value, first of all, it tells us we've got a fairly strong positive correlation. That value is close to +1. But we then need to see if we've got a significant correlation. You notice that I'm using the word correlation now, not difference. Because I use correlation when you're looking to see if you've got an association or relationship between two continuous variables. We're not looking for differences between means. So how do you know which row of the table to use? So our degrees of freedom is simply the number of pairs of data. So we had 10 pairs of data, we took 10 temperatures and 10 percentage covers of clover. So we've got 0.65 is what we're using at the p-value of 0.05. Again, like with the other statistical tests, if your calculated value is greater than the critical value, that means you've got significance. So let's use our 4-part conclusion like we have done with the other tests. Firstly, is your calculated value greater or less than the critical value? So our value is greater than the critical value. Secondly, can you accept or reject your null hypothesis? So we've got significant correlation, we can reject the null hypothesis because the calculated value is greater than the critical value. Use the terms probability and chance. So the probability that the correlation is due to chance is less than 5%. And then link it to the question. So in this case, temperature does affect the percentage cover of clover. So some other questions you could get. You could get a question of describe how you calculate R, describe how you carry out a Spearman's rank, because you're expected to have done it. You're not expected to calculate it in the exam, but you're expected to have done it at some point. So a bit like we saw in the table, you rank both the variables from lowest to highest, calculate the difference between the ranks, calculate R, and then how you analyse that with the conclusion. If your value is greater than the critical value, you've got a significant correlation between the two variables. You could also be given just an R value and asked to say what that means. Remember, if it's a positive number, you've got positive correlation, which is what we've got here. And if it's a negative number, you've got negative correlation. And then the closer your value is to 1, at either end, either positive 1 or negative 1, shows you've got a strong correlation. In case here, this is quite close to 0, showing you've got a weak correlation, so weak positive correlation. And finally, you could be asked which statistical test would you use for the data. If you see the data in the question, and you could imagine being able to plot a graph like this with continuous data or numerical data on both the x and the y-axis, and you feel you could plot a scatter graph from the data that you've been given, in which case the Spearman's rank would be the correct calculation statistical test to use to analyse the data. Because what it does is that R value shows you how close the data is to the line of best fit.